This is Mickey. Today we're going to continue talking about the architecture with more of the advanced functions, a little bit on the QOS and 5G handovers. So we could continue with NSSF, which is a critical augmented in the 5G architecture responsible for selecting appropriate network slides for user device. It takes into account various factors like service request, quality of the service, QoS, and network conditions. And SSF makes a dynamic decision to allocate users to specific slides based on real-time need. Some responsibilities are slices selection, which determine the most suitable network slides based on the user application and network criteria. Policy enforcement, enforce policies and rules defined by network operators or service providers, and research its optimization that ensure efficient utilization of the network resources by placing users in the optimal slices. So just like before, we go to I put the messages. So one message could be NSAI selection request, which initiated the process of selecting a network slide selection systems information based on the user's service request and sends the UE to NSSF. Since we're doing a request, then there has to be a response that contains the NSSAI and associated network slides instance. So NSI information and sent by the NSSF to the UE the response to the NSSAI. HR. So that was the source request. And we have a change request, which one talks about use the request to change the current selected NSAI or NSI, and it's sent by the UE to the NSI. The NLP also response, which indicates if the success or failure of NSSAI change request and sent by the NSSF to the UE in response to the NSSI change request. So that is copy availability notification, which one talks about information on the NSSF about the availability status of the Pacific NSI in certain and sent by the network exposure function to the NSSF. So much. Aside from that, we have the availability information, which talks about like killing information about the availability of the NSSAI in the PEM, and it's also sent to the NSSF to the NEF in response. to the availability notifications. Since we talked about NEF, that's another function which exposes the capability and services to the authentication of third-party application. The benefit is enhanced user experience, efficient data access, and service innovation. So the benefit is third-party apps can leverage the network compatibility and modernization, which telcos offers API for app developers and create new revenue streams. So some methods around it might be like authentication request, which initiate the authentication process for the access network service. And also NEF communication with the authentication server, so AUS for authentication. That's data purchasing authorization, which allows third-party application to access specific user data. And then there's privacy control, which is enforced like policies for the network and enables like dynamic QoS control for different applications. And then there's event notification, which informs applications about the specific event, such as the user change. Aside from that, that's a facility real-time interaction between the network and application side. Then there's PCF, which one it's more it's split in two in this one, which talks about policy control and change control. So policy control determines and enforces policies for the user and network behavior and enable QoS differentiation for various services. Changing controls, modulate and manage changing actors for data users and supports different charging model based on service types. Some methods for those can be like policy decision requests, which are sent by other network functions to request a policy decision for the users or service. It can send a response as well for that, which one respond to the request with the policy decision and related information. Again, to a policy law update, which the PCF sent the updates on the policy laws and to leverage the network function. And there's also flow information request, which sent by the PCF to retrieve information from another network element. Then there's also the response, which one responds to the flow information request. Then there's UTM, which is user data management in the core function, and it's mainly responsible for managing user-related data and authentication. And UTM serves as a repository for user-related data, such as subscription data, authentication information, and application-specific data. UTM utilizes a variety of methods to perform its functions within 5G networks. So some methods can include like authentication information retrieval request, which initiated the process of authentication of user device and sent by the access network to the UTM. Then since we're doing a request, then we need a respond, which one responds to the matches of the authentication information request. and contains the authentication and the security information, and it's sent by the UTM to the AN. And information to description request, it's another one, which one the request for retrieving user description data and sent by the AN to the UTM. Another one will be the answer for that. So same thing, it will respond to the request for subscription information. It will provide subscription related information and sent by UTM to AN. Authentication and to authentication request used by AN to request authentication and authorization for specific services, and sent by AN to the UTM. And there will be an answer as well, which one talks about the response for the request methods, and they will grant or deny the authentication or authorization, and it's usually sent by UTM to the AN. Then there's user service modification, which one requests modification user related data into UTM, and it's sent by various network function based on its name to the UTM. And then just with the request, there need to be a response that which will confirm the success or failure of the data modification. And then they would send to the UTM the request of the network function. There's also the user data deletion request, which one requests to delete user-related data from the UTM, and it's sent by various network functions to the UTM. And then there's going to be an answer for that as well, which will acknowledge the deletion or provide an error of indication. And this is usually sent by the UTM to the requested function. Then there's AN, which one AF, sorry, which one is application function, and its key element is the 5G. It's one of the key ones in 5G. So it's an important role because it enables communications between the application and the core network. Some benefits may be like dynamic service management, where it enables real-time adjustment to the service parameter, efficient resource allocation. Application can be requested or modified resources as needed. Event-driven interaction, which is it's the SN methods, which allows application to respond to the network event promptly and enhance user experience. AAF methods that contribute to the service quality and user satisfaction. And then, so the methods are like service request methods, which one is just requesting from the application to the AMF based on the service activation, and it's contains the service related information and request. And then there's going to be an update, which one update existing service parameter and characteristics it, and enable adjustments based on real time request. And then there's notification, which one talks more on informing the application about a specific event or changes that happens, and this is enabling proactive actions from the application side. At the termination, which will terminate or the deactivation of the service by the application, and it provides information about the service to be terminated. And it is SCP, which is another structural component if you're looking on control signaling. And manage the signaling methods between various network elements. Supports HTTP methods for network management control, efficient network control, and management, rapid establishment and optimization of user session, and seamless handover improvement for mobility, and enhance security and data privacy, and customize network sites for virtual application. So this one, it's the one which when I did put the message because it depends on what control signal you're trying to do. Also based on different like components, but they are very similar to the ones before. So now we could talk about handover. The handover is the process of transferring ongoing communication sessions from one cell to another in 5G. The benefit of this is auto fast transfer, so it does millisecond level handover times and minimum service disruptions, enhance reliability and consistent network quality even during movement, and multi-layer support, which support the handover between 5G and other networks, 4G and Wi-Fi, and massive IoT enable, which enhance handover management for IoT devices at scale. So the types of handover can come, it's inter-GNOP, which is within the same GNOP, but typically minor mobility. Or another one would be like internal GNOP handover, which is different GNOP under the same CU and TU. So it's again central unit and distributed unit, and common in a intense open area. Then there's internal GNOP, which is to the connectivity handover, authorizing multiple GNOP simultaneously and ensures high reliability. And the last one is internal technology handover with transition 5G and other technology like 4G and Wi-Fi. The other thing is QoS. We brought it up a lot of times. So QoS ensure optimized user experience by managing network performance. So there's like QoS traffic. The key objective is for QoS is auto reliable low latency communication. The ULC terms. So URLC, which is a mission critical application to manage low latency and high reliability, for example, remote surgery and industrial automation. And the target, just to let you know, latency just less than 1 millisecond, greater than 1 millisecond. Then we have enhanced mobility, which is in MBP, which is more on highlight for application like 4K and 8K streaming, HD video calling, and seamless user experience in crowded area. Then there's massive machine communication, which one there's MMTC, which connects the large numbers of devices with various data need. Some application might be smart city and smart agriculture. Efficient handling in the specific and low data traffic. Great. Thank you. That's all for today. If there's any question, please put it in the chat below. Thank you.